All right, people, what's up, what's up, what's up? About that time, 10 o'clock. Want to make sure everybody can see me, make sure everybody can hear me. All right, good. Nobody watching right now, but it's all right. We're gonna get this party started anyway. Check this out. So, I wanted to give y'all a different location. Go to a park or do it at the house, but things wasn't going my way. My wife was studying, she had an online class at 10. I went to the park. They decided to cut grass at the time, so we back in the same location. I wanted to go to a different territory because in boxing, you might have to go to different territories. You might have to be in uncomfortable situations, places you're not comfortable in, and that's what bringing the champion out of you because you gotta, fight in somebody else's backyard. But, it's not gonna happen today. We back home. We back in our backyard, so right now, we're about to focus on the boxing fundamentals. All right? About to focus on the fundamentals. About to focus on the foundation of boxing. The foundation is your home, your house, which is your hands, back to your face. Focusing on the stance, your boxing stance. Make sure your posture right. You got to make sure your balance right. Got to make sure your footing is on point, all right? So that's what we're gonna focus on today is the foundation of boxing. And that's your stance, your hands up, your house is this area right here. Gotta protect your house. And your house right here, hand back to your face. Your foundation, gotta make sure you can see my feet. Make sure you can see everything. You gotta make sure your front foot is flat, your back foot is on the balls of your feet, and your knees are bent, all right? Gotta make sure your knees are bent. Let me make sure everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, say what's up. Wave, say what's up if you can hear me. Make sure everything's good, make sure you can see me. Like I was saying, your feet gotta be on point. Everything, your legs, your feet gotta be shoulder width apart, all right? Everything gotta be shoulder width apart, your feet and everything. So once you get the foundation on point, once you get the your stance, your foundation, your footing, your comfortable posture and everything, that's when we go to your jab. All right, so I'm not gonna go too crazy on jab in the future of these videos, but right now, it's all about fundamentals. It's all about the foundation. It's all about building a strong foundation. What I just basically said, but building a strong foundation. A strong foundation is your stance and your jab. And I'm gonna keep practicing the jab. I'm gonna keep it going with the jab. But right now, I'm gonna show you things you could do with your jab. You could, in the type of jabs you could throw, and the things you can do defensive with your jab, things you can do offensive with your jab. There's so many things you can do with the most important punch in boxing with your jab. And so, like I said, back on the foundation. So when you throwing your punch, when you throwing your jab, you have to make sure it's from your face back to your home. Your home is up top. You gotta bring your hands back home. I tell my fighters, I tell my members, when you hit the bags, when you hit the mitts, bring your hands back home. Because if you don't bring your hands back home, you're liable to get counterpunched, all right? You don't want to get counterpunched because you didn't bring your hands back home and you left yourself an opening. And the name of boxing is to hit, not get hit. And the way you don't get hit is bring your hands back to your face. They might hit your glove, but it's not your head, all right? Hit, not get hit is the name of the game. All right, so bring your hands back home. Bring your hands back to that foundation. Boom, boom. Now you got to figure out your range of your jab. All right. So it's two different ranges. You could be inside range, or you could be on the outside range. The inside range is the only time I tell my fighters and my members stuff, don't step with your jab. Because you already in close. Sometimes you step, boom, you miss your fighter or your opponent if you shoot past his face. Because boom, you throwing a good jab and you stepping, sometimes you miss them. You overstep your boundary with the jab, all right? You miss your target. So when you inside, you don't gotta step. Just make sure the shoulder is turned perfect. Make sure, boom, you snap it. You turn your shoulder, snap it. Boom, you don't gotta, I'm sorry, I got a habit of step because it's a habit sometimes. But look, you just gotta, boom, you're inside close. Boom, turn it over. Boom, turn it over. Snap your jab, turn your shoulder. You don't have to step if you're inside. Just turn. But if you're on the outside, if you're out of range, that's when you get that step in. Boom, right there. Boom, right there. That's where that step come in. If you can find your opponent, you can measure your opponent. That's what the jab is for. It's called a stick. You can measure your opponent. Measure them up. Boop, stick. Boop, stick. Boop, stick. Step with it, all right? That's the range, all right? The range. And the stepping and stuff like that. But the next thing we're going to talk about is how to be defensive with your jab. The things you can do with your jab, all right? So when you throw your jab, you could go anywhere. What I mean by anywhere, I mean you can slip right or left. You can step right or left. You can roll right or left with your jab. See, sometimes I teach my fighters in the traditional way, and most things you go right, you come back right. When you go left, you come back left. All right? When you step right, you come back right. When you step left, you come back with your left hand. But with the jab, if you're trying to set your opponent up with a nice punch, with a nice combination, you can jab, boom, step to your right, jab. You can jab, boom, step to your left, jab. Jab, step back, jab. Double jab, coming forward, walking your opponent down with a double jab. You can slip. Normally when you slip your opponent right hand, you slip right, slipping your opponent jab, you're coming back with a right hand. All right? So but this time you can slip. If you don't find a right hand open, you can slip, boom, come back with a jab just to get your range, just to get your distance. Slip right, come back left. That sounds weird, but it can happen with your jab. That's what's most important with the jab. You can slip left, necessarily you'll come back with a hook if you're in range. But if you're out of range and you slip your opponent right hand, boom, you come back with a jab, a hard jab. And the next thing you can do with your jab is that there's different types of jabs you can throw. You can throw a quick jab, pop, just real quick, pop, quick, pop, quick. If you want to get your opponent thinking, if you want to get your opponent distracted, you want to distract your opponent from every other combination you're throwing, distract him with a jab. Just got to keep it going. Hoop, keep his head. Hoop, keep his head popping. Hoop, 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 hoop. And it don't got to be hard. It can be quick, and that way he won't brace up for a power shot. Sometimes when you throw a lot of power shots, your opponent, he's tense, he's tight. He knows you're about to come with some power, so he's prepared for it, so you will never get a knockout. But if you just keep flicking them with a jab, just keep flicking them with that quick jab, pop, 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 and then it sets up, pop, that right hand. Sets up something else because you got to distract him, you got to relax. And once your opponent get relaxed, boom, then you can hit him with some power. And then besides the quick jab, you got the power jab. The power jab is legit. I like it because you can knock these people out with the power jab. And look, when you throw that power jab, all you have to do is like when you rotate, like you're doing a hook, that rotation, boom, that's power because you're rotating a punch. You can do the same thing with a power jab. Look, slightly cock your left shoulder back, bow, rotate it. Look at all that force, all that power. Bow, step into it, that's power. You're shifting all your weight, boom, right into that jab. See it this side? Let me let you see it on this side. Shift your weight, bow, right there, hard jab. Think of all that, boom, power you're throwing. All that power you're throwing with the jab. See what we got. All right, Kim, what's up? Seymour, how you feeling? All right. So you got that. And then next thing you know, you can do the power jab. Then you can do a little, I don't like to teach this, but if you want to bait your opponent for something, for look at like a power combination, you want to bait them for something powerful, you can have your jab hand down, the up jab, set them up. But you gotta be out of range for that. You gotta be out of range for the up jab. Set them up. Hands down here. I never teach your hands being down, but if you're a very experienced fighter, if you're experienced and if you are seasoned, if you know how to keep your range, if you know how to stay out of harm's way, you can drop your hands a little bit. You can play with your opponent, mix them up, pop, throw an up jab, pop, move back. Gotta make sure you move back, up jab, pop, up jab, pop, up jab. All right? And then there's a little bit of defensive jab and offensive jab at the same time. So when you throw that jab, make sure your right hand is up, because your opponent is more likely to throw a jab too. So when you throw a jab, whoop, block his jab with your jab, come back with a harder jab. Pop, right there. Pop, right there. Pop, right there. Yep. Pop, pop. All right. That's another way. And then you got the upper jab. The upper jab. So when you throwing a jab, most people expect a nice jab, but then when you turn it up like an uppercut, lift their head, lift your opponent's head up, punch right in the nose. Especially got a big nose like mine. You get a target all day. It's like two heads. Pop, lift it up. Boop, show you that up jab. Boop, turn it under. As soon as you're about to make contact, boop, turn it under. Boop, turn it under. It's pretty cool. I love it. They punch today. You can triple the jab up. Boop, boop, boop. My favorite combination. Pop, pop, pop. Turn it over. They won't expect that upper jab. It's just as powerful. Somebody new watching, who is that? Lely, the one and only Lely. What's up? And you got your up jab, but then we got a jab called the hook. It's like a jab and a hook at the same time. So when you trying to bait your opponent for a powerful hook, so you got the jab, 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 slight jab, but turn it over in the hook. That'll go behind his hands and right over his ear. Bah, 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 bah. Right back on the jab. It's just as powerful. Then you got your double jab. I love the double jab. The double jab is one of the favorite jab combinations you can throw because it keep your opponent thinking. He don't expect the right hand at all. The first jab is nice and long. Bow. Second jab, halfway back. Boom, but you got to turn it over quick. Boop, boop. Right there, you got to double it. Hands back high though. Pop, pop. Boop, boop. Pop, pop. Right there, double jab. And what that double jab is for is to set up a nasty right hand, because you're supposed to surprise your opponent with the right hand off the jab. All right, so look, so when you throw that first jab, nice and long, halfway back, throw it, and before you bring your left hand back to your face, boom, the right hand come right behind it. That's a double jab straight right. That's why it's my favorite combination, because so many people got knocked out from the combination, from me, from champions and everything. And so the double jab is legit. But like I say, nothing too crazy today, nothing too technical, too intense. But I just wanted to just let my members know, my fighters know who's watching, that the jab is the most important punch you could throw. The things you could do with the jab: offense, defense, slip, roll, step, types of jabs: upper jab, jab hook, double your jab, slip jab, you know, Mayweather type jab. There's so many type of jabs you can throw. But if you want to see some fighters with a perfect jab, if you want to go back and do a little studying and look at your some of the greats who use the jab, Andre Ward, go watch him. I mentioned this before on my last video. Andre Ward, Larry Holmes, who else had a beautiful jab? Juan Manuel Marquez, Who else had a good jab? I mean, like just perfect jab. Earl Spence, his jab is crazy. It's crazy. But that's all I got for you today. Hey, focus on your jab, people. Focus on the foundation. Focus on bringing your hands back home. All right. Focus on your posture. Make sure your stance is on point. Make sure your knees is good. Make sure your feet is shoulder width apart. Make sure you're thin. Make sure you're a razor blade. Make sure you're not an easy target to get hit. Make sure your elbows in tight. Make sure your hands up high. Make sure you bring them back home. That's T-Mac Elite's fundamental training. Nothing too crazy, but I think it's very helpful for everybody who want to get in the ring one day, for people who want to learn the true principles of boxing. And the true principles of boxing is that jab. I love y'all. We'll be back in the gym soon. Like I said earlier, I wanted to give y'all a different scenery today, but things didn't go my way this morning. Wife had to do online class at the house. I went to the park. They was cutting grass during the time I wanted to do the live, so hey, we back in the gym. But next time we do a live fundamental or a live workout, we can go somewhere different, somewhere out of the norm. Like I mentioned before, if you go to, like when you're fighting, if you have a professional fight, you might have to go to somebody's hometown. You might have to go to somebody's backyard. So you gotta get uncomfortable sometimes. You can't go to your natural environment. So I like to get out of my environment sometimes. So we're gonna start going different places as long as this quarantine thing going on. So I love y'all, miss y'all. Peace. I'm out.